the final frontier, a journey through time, space, the final frontier. These words have captivated our imaginations for decades. They speak to our innate desire to explore, to push boundaries, to go where no one has gone before. Our journey into space began with a simple dream, to touch the stars. And what a journey it has been. From the first satellite to the first human in space, we've come so far. Yet, we've only scratched the surface of what's possible. Just over a century ago, we were earthbound. The idea of space travel was pure science fiction. But look at us now. We've walked on the moon. We've sent rovers to Mars. We've even peeked at the edge of our solar system. It's mind-blowing how far we've come in such a short time. And the pace of progress is only accelerating. We're standing on the brink of a new era in space exploration. Private companies are joining the space race. Reusable rockets are changing the game. We're talking about colonizing Mars and mining asteroids. These aren't just pipe dreams anymore. They're real possibilities within our lifetime. Giant leaps for mankind, milestones in space exploration. Let's take a trip down memory lane. The space age began with a beep. In 1957, Sputnik 1, a small metal sphere, became the first artificial satellite to orbit Earth. It was a wake-up call to the world. The space race was on. Just 4 years later, Yuri Gagarin became the first human in space. He orbited Earth once and returned a hero. The impossible had become possible. Then came the moon landings. Neil Armstrong's words echoed around the world as he stepped onto the lunar surface in 1969. It was a moment that defined a generation. The Apollo missions that followed expanded our knowledge of the moon and our place in the cosmos. They showed us what we could achieve when we dream big. But the moon was just the beginning. We turned our gaze to the planets. Mariner 9 became the first spacecraft to orbit another planet, Mars, in 1971. The Viking landers touched down on the Red Planet in 1976, sending back the first images from its surface. We've since sent a fleet of rovers to explore Mars. The new space race private companies take flight. A new era of space exploration is upon us. It's not just governments in the game anymore. Private companies are stepping up to the plate. They're bringing fresh ideas and innovative approaches to space travel. Names like SpaceX, Blue Origin, and Virgin Galactic are leading the charge. They're not just dreaming about space, they're making it happen. SpaceX, founded by Elon Musk, has revolutionized rocketry. Their Falcon 9 rocket can land vertically after launching payloads into orbit. This reusability is a game changer. It drastically reduces the cost of space launches. Cheaper launches mean more opportunities for science, commerce, and exploration in space. SpaceX's Starship, currently in development, promises to take us even further. Blue Origin, founded by Amazon's Jeff Bezos, is also making waves. Their New Shepard rocket has successfully completed multiple suborbital flights. They're focusing on space tourism and scientific research. Imagine taking a quick trip to the edge of space and back. It's not science fiction anymore. It's a service you can book, if you've got deep pockets, that is. Red Planet dreams colonizing Mars, the Red Planet, it's captured our imagination for centuries. Now we're seriously talking about living there. It sounds crazy, right? But it's not as far-fetched as you might think. We're developing the technology to make it happen. It's not a question of if, but when. And the when might be sooner than we expect. Why Mars? It's our closest neighbor besides Venus. It has water ice at its poles. It has a day length similar to Earth's. And it has the potential for terraforming. That means we could potentially transform Mars to be more Earth-like over time. But don't pack your bags just yet. There are huge challenges to overcome. The thin atmosphere, the extreme cold, the radiation, the lack of liquid water. These are just a few of the obstacles we face. Section 5, Artemis. Returning to the moon and beyond. Remember the moon landings? Well, we're going back. But this time, we're not just visiting, we're staying. NASA's Artemis program aims to establish a permanent human presence on the moon. It's named after Apollo's twin sister in Greek mythology. And like its namesake, it's bold and ambitious. Artemis is about more than just the moon. It's a stepping stone to Mars and beyond. The plan is to land the first woman and next man on the moon by 2024. That's just the beginning. NASA wants to build a lunar base by 2028. Imagine astronauts living and working on the moon for months at a time. They'll conduct scientific research. They'll test new technologies. They'll learn how to live off the land using the moon's resources. It's like a dress rehearsal for Mars. But Artemis isn't just about NASA. It's a global effort. International partners are joining in. Private companies are playing key roles. SpaceX is developing the human landing system to take astronauts from lunar orbit to the surface. Other companies are working on everything from power systems to habitats. It's a new model of space exploration, one that combines government vision with private sector innovation. The moon is more than just a destination. Section 6. Jovian Moons and Interstellar Voyages. Let's dream bigger. Beyond Mars lies a whole solar system waiting to be explored. Jupiter's moons are particularly intriguing. Europa, with its icy surface hiding a vast ocean. Ganymede, larger than Mercury. Io, with its constant volcanic activity. These worlds could teach us so much about the diversity of planetary bodies. And they might even harbor life. NASA's Europa Clipper mission, set to launch in 2024, will study Europa in detail. But why stop at our solar system? Interstellar travel is the ultimate dream. It's also the ultimate challenge. The distances are mind-boggling. Our nearest stellar neighbor, Proxima Centauri, is over 4 light-years away. With our current technology, it would take tens of thousands of years to get there. But we're working on it. Concepts like nuclear propulsion and light sails could dramatically reduce travel times. The Breakthrough Starshot project aims to send tiny probes to Alpha Centauri. They would travel at 20% the speed of light, reaching the star system in about 20 years. It's an ambitious plan, but it shows we're serious about interstellar exploration. Section 7. Space hotels and lunar bases, building our cosmic future. Imagine waking up to a view of Earth from space, or taking a spacewalk as part of your vacation. Sound far-fetched? Not for long. Space tourism is on the horizon. Companies like Axiom Space are planning to build commercial modules on the International Space Station. These could serve as the first space hotels. You'll need deep pockets, of course, but prices will come down as the industry grows. But space tourism is just the beginning. We're talking about building permanent structures in space and on other worlds. Lunar bases, Martian colonies, orbiting space stations. These aren't just sci-fi concepts anymore, they're real projects in development. NASA's Artemis program includes plans for a lunar base. SpaceX is designing ships to carry settlers to Mars. It's a new era of space architecture and engineering. Building in space presents unique challenges. We need to protect against radiation. We need to maintain air pressure. We need to recycle everything. Water, air, waste, it all needs to be reused. And we need to do all this in environments with different gravity, extreme temperatures, and no atmosphere. It's pushing the boundaries of what's possible in construction and life support systems. Section 8. The Ethics of Space, Navigating New Frontiers. As we reach for the stars, we need to ask ourselves some tough questions. Who owns space? Can countries claim territories on other planets? What about private companies? These aren't just hypothetical issues. They're becoming real concerns as we expand our presence beyond Earth. The Outer Space Treaty of 1967 provides some guidance, but it was written before private space companies existed. We need to update our laws and ethics for the new space age. Then there's the question of contamination. We don't want to accidentally bring harmful Earth microbes to other worlds. That could devastate any potential alien ecosystems. And we don't want to bring anything dangerous back to Earth either. Section 9. Environmental concerns, protecting Earth and beyond. Space exploration isn't just about looking outward, it's also about looking back at Earth. Satellites give us invaluable data about our planet. They help us track climate change, predict weather patterns, and monitor natural disasters. In many ways, space technology is crucial for environmental protection. But space activities also have environmental impacts. We need to address these as we expand our cosmic presence. One major concern is space debris. There are thousands of pieces of junk orbiting Earth. Old satellites, rocket parts, even tiny flecks of paint. They might be small, but at orbital speeds, they can cause serious damage. We need to clean up our space environment. Companies are developing technologies to remove space debris. But we also need to be more responsible about what we put into orbit in the first place. Rocket launches also have environmental impacts. They release pollutants into the atmosphere. Some rockets use toxic fuels. Section 10. Overcoming challenges, the path to the stars. The road to the stars is not an easy one. We face enormous technical challenges. How do we protect astronauts from cosmic radiation on long journeys? How do we grow,